Welcome back to Talking with Our Traders, a Caesar Sportsbook original series, the podcast that takes you inside the mind of the sportsbook with our very own Caesar Sportsbook traders. I'm your host, Cindi Edwards, and with me today and all season long, Craig Mucklow, Vice President of Trading here at Caesar Sportsbook.
Hello there.
And Joey Fiesel, Head of Football here at Caesars.
Hello.
How's your week, guys?
Well, at this point of the season, I probably need an AA meeting.
I think I need a therapist.
There you go.
We're a quarter of the way through.
Yeah.
Yep.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Call
fun.
If you call stress fun.
Sometimes. Let's jump into some college football analysis. Joey, after what some people would call disastrous 3-week stretch, Penn State finally fires James Franklin. Where do we see him coaching next, guys?
He's not going to be unemployed for long. He's too polished, too proven, too connected. Yes, he could not win big games. We saw that, and this was the straw that broke the camel's back with this loss this past weekend. But if you look at where Penn State was when he took over, they were also in shambles. They might have had a couple controversies in their hand, and they bring him back up. So he won't be unemployed for long. I think what he's going to do next is get on the television because that seems to be the right role. He's still getting a couple bucks from Penn State for
Couple of 49 million.
couple 49 million. So I don't think he's rushing. I think whatever coaching job he takes, he has to. I think they said that they have to balance the book, whatever his salary is. Penn State has to match whatever he was making. So I don't think he's going to be rushing to coaching. I think he's going to go take the TV route, kind of do what presidents tend to do, right? When presidents are in office, everybody hates them, and then they kind of go on TV and they're out of office and like, oh, that guy's not that bad. So he's going to wait probably for it to come around. Like, you know what? James Franklin wasn't that bad of a guy. He'll go on TV.
His redemption arc.
And then find the right spot, probably in the SEC in the next couple of years.
So what you're saying is they wait long enough for them to forget how bad a coach
Yes.
was. Okay.
Yeah.
Rumor has it Florida. That's where I read up. But given it's a $49 million buyout, I'm guessing the Bahamas, Hawaii, St. Lucia, they're nice places to coach.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, who will be Penn State's next coach?
Matt Rule seems to be kind of floating around, but I don't think he's going to take it over. That's his alma mater, Penn State. Cignetti is an obvious one, but he's built Indiana to where they are right now. Does he want to just jump ship and then go within Big Ten and then maybe just deal with the money? But he's already said before, I don't like he likes to build the program up. So I think Manny Diaz for Duke makes sense. He's kind of quietly under the radar, has coached a big program before, really defensive minded, and makes sense for Penn State. So I think Manny Diaz gets the job from Duke.
I'm not going to argue with that. I was going to say Bill Belichick just for a laugh.
Oh my God, stop. All right. Moving on, Indiana shocked Oregon on the road this past week. Hoosiers are now ranked number 3, which is the highest in program history. Are they primed for a championship run, Joey?
Probably. I mean, will they actually get it done? Who's to say? But they're not going to have many bumps in the road on the way. They're going to be huge favorites in almost every single game, minus Penn State. But we obviously seen how Penn State has been, so they will still be a favorite in that game, even though they weren't going to into the season. But it's going to come down to a game. If they get to the Big Ten title game, are they going to be able to overcome? There's going to be one team probably that they're going to be facing. That's Ohio State, and they've proven right now that they are the best team in the league. So they don't have many bumps in the road to get to the big dance, but are they going to be able to perform in the big dance? Because they didn't last year. So, and it's going to be a big stage, and it's, one or done. But one thing I know is they're going to be running up the score from here on out.
That's true. Yeah, they have 0 tough games the rest of the way. The Oregon win pretty much punched their ticket to the playoffs, barring an almighty collapse like Penn State-ish.
Yeah.
Minus 2,000, 1 to 20 to make the playoffs now, plus 160 for the Big Ten title. And the fear factor is the bane of our life on a Saturday as a trader is college kickers, and they have one who can kick a 58-yarder. Now, that's a secret weapon.
For college kickers,
yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, there's plenty of Saturdays where we need a 30-yarder wide left.
We never get it.
Yeah, we never get it.
All right, moving on. Texas dominated OU 23-6 in the Red River Rivalry game. Was this win a reflection of Texas kind of finding that groove, or was it Oklahoma's quarterback John Mater being rushed back a little bit too soon?
Mateer probably was rushed back a little bit too soon, but I think it's a combination of both. We knew going into this game was going to be a battle of the defenses, and that's exactly what we saw. We asked last week, are we overrated on Texas? No, we don't think we were. We still think they were a solid defense, and they proved that in this game. Mateer was probably rushed out. You don't get hand surgery and then come back after 2 weeks and then you're just golden. I even know whatever miraculous doctor they were touting up all week. But no, Texas certainly did find their groove, especially defensively, and they got a well-needed win to kind of stay relevant after they were out of the rankings last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew they had the defense. They're also going to raise their game because of the rivalry. But it was clear Mateer was not comfortable throughout the whole game. They were out of sync. Did they rush him back? Probably. Have they done further damage to the hand? We'll find out this
Possibly.
week. But yeah, I mean, look, they were unbeaten. Let your quarterback sit one more game, even if you have to take the loss. But yeah, Texas played well, but it's the defense.
Yeah. All right, let's get into a Heisman check-in. Carson Beck at plus 25 versus Ty Simpson at plus 350 are both the shortest odds at Caesars as of now. Who's your pick for Heisman?
Those are two well-deserved favorites right now, both backed by very good defenses, though, might I add. I don't think that they are just absolutely astronomical quarterbacks are really going to make a real big splash in the NFL, but both of those teams are backed by good defense. The one player that I'm going to take is going to be the team that does have an explosive offense, and they're going to be running up the score. Give me Fernando Mendoza at plus 475. He's the third selection. I'm going to drink the Indiana Kool-Aid midseason. Like I said, they're not playing anybody good, and so that's plenty of opportunity to pump up that score, as we've seen in years past, especially with like Jaden Daniels, Caleb. It's just about pumping up that score. So, and I think that's what's going to be remembered. So, give me Fernando Mendoza.
Some stat padding.
Loading. It won Jaden Daniels a Heisman.
Sure did. All right, Craig, who you got?
Well, I said Beck at the start of the year in the
You
Monte
did.
Cristo episode, so I'm not going to change my mind, and certainly I'm not touching plus 300 this time of the year. I'm not touching plus 350, and I'm not touching Joey's plus 475. Excuse me. Injuries, stat padding. I mean, I like Joey's argument about the stat padding in Indiana, and they've got nobody to play. And of course, if you are rolling,
top 5
get
team.
yourself a Heisman title as well. Yeah, why not? But injuries worry me about betting such short prices.
Yeah,
especially on awards markets.
All right. Okay, guys, which team is the biggest fraud in the top 10?
I don't think there is a fraud, but if I was going to pick one, it's going to be the undefeated Ole Miss team. They had just a slim victory over LSU and really haven't played anybody that great. We're seeing kind of the line reflect how the market feels about this team. So I don't think there's a fraud, but if there's anybody who's probably slightly overrated, I think it's Ole Miss.
Alabama.
Ooh.
I just don't trust them. I cannot trust them. I worry about them when they go on the road. They've had a couple of good wins. Yes, they're back in it. They just let me down so many times, or they have that massive letdown.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to believe they're back.
Yeah, it's tough, and it's tough to put any significant money down and have faith in them. Although I will give an honourable mention to Texas Tech, because yet again they ruined an under for me on the first half.
All right, well,
that's personal.
Yeah. Isn't everything.
Yes.
Let's get into game previews. Joey, to your point, let's start with number 5, Ole Miss, facing their biggest test yet. Number 9, Georgia. Line sits Georgia minus 7.5. You touched on that. Totals 54.5. Break it down for us.
The two sons of Saban are going to face off this week with both Lane Kiffin and Kirby Smart, both coached at Alabama underneath Nick Saban, and they know each other well, even Lane Kiffin taking a couple jabs at possibly Kirby's weight this week was entertaining. It's going to be a revenge factor here for Georgia after Ole Miss won last year 28-10. It's going to be the college game day matchup. It's going to be exciting, and it's kind of that game where we have a lot of them this week where the lesser ranked opponent is a big favorite. It makes no sense when you look, whoa, Ole Miss is 5, Georgia's 9. That's where it also goes into the fact of like, okay, maybe this Ole Miss team is a bit overrated. I don't see it going that much higher. I don't think I've been super impressed with this Georgia team, especially if you look in years prior where they just were absolutely dominant. So I do think that Ole Miss is going to hang out here and cover. I don't think they win the game, but I think 7.5 is probably a slight too much if you're going to give me 7 points in this matchup.
Yeah, I made this Ole Miss +7, and the money has come for Ole Miss already early in the week. Not overly impressed with Georgia. It is a tough place to go on the road. More of a one to watch for me than have an opinion on the game. But yeah, there's a good card this weekend.
Absolutely. Next up, number 11 Tennessee hits the road to face number 6 Alabama. Roll Tide's rolling. Line sits Alabama -8, total 59. Joey, can Ty Simpson strengthen his case for the Heisman here?
I think he can. I think Alabama is riding high. They did not let their guard get down, right? You had the big Vanderbilt matchup, and you would think this last week with Missouri, maybe it's a letdown spot because you wanted to beat Vanderbilt. You wanted to beat Diego Pavia so bad. You want to prove that you're a top team, and they've been consistent. And so opposite of Craig, I do like this Alabama team. Tennessee has not beaten Alabama in Tuscaloosa since 2003, and the spread looks like this is not going to be the case either. I think the right side is Alabama here. The 8 does a little because I don't think their offense is as good as their defense has been. Like their defense has been keeping them in games, and that's what's really kind of elevating Ty Simpson because he can, if we're in a close game and he gets the go ahead and score, that's where it's you're going to remember Ty Simpson, but it's really the defense. Tennessee does not play a lot of defense, so I think Alabama is going to be the right side here, and they're just going to keep building on that motivation from that Florida State loss, which I'm still sure is in the back of their head.
I always feel that these games are always classic matchups. I mean, it's every time I think about Alabama and Tennessee, they've just been great games and like crazy endings.
Yeah.
Tennessee always raised the game for Alabama. It's most likely going to be the highest handle game that we have this weekend. The money's already come from Alabama, which no surprise. But then I look at the form through Georgia because they both recently played Georgia. Alabama held on. They needed the 4th down, the brilliant call on the screen pass to win the game and hold on. Tennessee absolutely dominated Georgia, in my eyes anyway. Everybody else might disagree. But they choked away an 8-point lead. And they missed a field goal at the end that only the student from Oregon on College Game Day last week that would be proud of, because that was like in the corner flag. It was a terrible game-winning attempt. I like Tennessee.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. I like it. Okay. Opposite sides here. Moving on, number 23, Utah, and number 15, BYU will play in their Holy War game for the first time as ranked opponents since 2009. Utah -3, totals 49. What do we think about this Holy War game?
It's personal. It's passionate. It's the Battle of the Mormons. It's a holy war. It's an exciting one. This is and especially a good spot. You wouldn't think BYU to Utah, like, who cares? It's not.
Yeah.
It can be a great game. But these are 2 ranked opponents for this Big 12. Your college football fans love this game, love this matchup. Utah obviously has more talent here, but BYU is just always thought of just an afterthought. Going into this year, all the sharps are kind of going under BYU. Win total doesn't matter. And now they're at where they're at, where they're ranked number 15. I think BYU might surprise people here. I think BYU gets it done.
Agree. Yeah. The first ranked matchup of these teams since 2009. 13 of the last 14 decided by single digits. So
Wow.
bit close.
Okay, close.
I favor BYU, but not much. And I'm not going to go against either God. So let the Holy War play
Good call.
out.
Great call. All right. Next up, final game preview of the week. Contrasting styles will collide when number 10 LSU meets number 17 Vandy. Line sits at Vandy -2.5, totals 49. What should we expect here?
LSU's defense is good, but their offense is a liability. We're seeing the sharp money on Vanderbilt come a little bit early. Open this close to a pick'em. We're now to 2.5, which this kind of looks like it doesn't make sense if you look at the line. Again, it's another one. Vanderbilt ranked 17, LSU ranked 10. Maybe LSU shouldn't be ranked 10.
Yeah.
I think Vanderbilt's going to have the edge because they have the bye week, and Pavia obviously makes a difference in him being able to run. I mean, the last outing we saw was the Alabama game. He didn't play well. He had a couple fumbles, and I'm sure he wants to kind of have that prove-it game coming into this one. So I can't really pick a side. I don't really like either of these teams. I make it closer to pick them, but I understand the line movement, especially with how much we see those bye weeks have edges, especially if it's surrounded good programs with good coaches. So really not much of a lean here. Maybe LSU, but I don't like backing my money with LSU ever.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't back
Fair.
your money with LSU. Vandy's been a home dog versus top 10 ranked opponents for 176 straight games. This is the first time they'll be a home favorite against a ranked opponent.
Wow.
yeah.
In way before Joey was born. Tough stretch for Vandy because they've got, especially if they want to be participants in January, LSU, Missouri, and Texas up on the schedule. No real surprise. We've seen money for LSU. We usually do.
Yeah.
We'll probably be big Vandy fans come Saturday.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into our college football picks. What is your favorite college football game to go over?
I like SC Notre Dame. Notre Dame wants to run up the score. No, Greg's shaking
Craig
his
says
head.
no.
Well,
It's all right,
whatever
it's your
Craig's
pick.
angle. It's
It's
my
your
pick.
pick.
Give me over 61.5. It's still 60.
Craig.
Texas A&M, Arkansas over 61.5.
Okay.
All right, favorite college football game to go under?
Don't even think about it. Texas, Kentucky under 42.5.
Central Michigan, Bowling Green under 43.
All right, favorite college football team to cover the spread?
Texas Tech minus 7.5.
Stanford plus 18.
All right, upset of the week.
BYU to beat Utah.
Okay, in the
3.5?
Holy War. So he is taking the Holy War game. Craig.
I have God on my side. Tennessee over Alabama plus 250.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. Craig, any weather that we should be aware of
Yeah.
in these college games?
USC Notre Dame, wet and windy.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't check his text message yesterday. Central Michigan, Bowling Green, windy, and Akron and Ball State will be windy.
All right. Thank you. Let's move on to our NFL segment. We are in week 7 of the NFL season. We're a quarter of the way there, guys. The Chiefs handed the Lions a pretty significant loss on Sunday Night Football. Mahomes looked absolutely dominant.
Look motivated.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's been looking good, but the team looked very good for, I think, the first time. Rashee Rice is set to return this week from suspension. Are the Chiefs about to go off in Chief fashion?
Look, when Mahomes hits his gear, we start sweating in the trading room because he is the best quarterback in the league, especially with Lamar, the way being injured right now. So
Right.
He's not just winning games. He's out there and he's explosive, and I think they've like almost taken that villain arc. They were underdogs, even though they're the Chiefs.
They're
Like,
doing the same thing the Patriots
yeah,
did. We've
yeah.
seen this
We've
before.
seen this- we've
They're
seen
going to
this
act
movie
like they're
before.
underdogs. Everyone hates them. They have a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the version of the Chiefs that we fear and bettors love, because again, last week I think I had the game Chiefs -1 and it was 2.5, but I didn't disagree with it because that's one of the best home field advantages in sports. Sunday Night Football and Arrowhead, and they showed up. And Lions tried to get cute with that little
Yeah.
golf screen. I don't know
Yeah.
how he even caught that ball. It was incredible. It should have been a flag. I think, if Rice is healthy and Mahomes stays hot, look out, because this team might be able to take their crown back in the AFC West and prove that they are the best team.
Maybe they did steal the Patriots playbook because the Patriots didn't care about the first 3 weeks of the season. They treated it like preseason.
Yeah.
The Chiefs and the Patriots only care about February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't
fair.
get hot week 1.
Yeah.
Get hot week 22 or week 23 or wherever it is. Obviously, they are motivated because of the embarrassment in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Are they going to go off? Tepid would be the word I would say. The Raiders always play the Chiefs tough regardless.
True.
No matter how bad the Raiders team are, they will play tough. Then they've got Washington, Buffalo, Denver, Indy, Dallas. Then the schedule softens up a bit. So let's just see how they come out of that schedule. But, I mean, question was about them winning the division and they're -115. Well, it looks value right now.
Yeah,
big
absolutely,
time.
especially
Because
with
the
the
Chargers
Chargers.
didn't look great against
Yeah.
Miami.
All right. Well, moving on, Baker Mayfield has the Bucs at 5-1 on the year, despite all of the injuries on their offense. Is it time to admit that Baker Mayfield is a top 5 quarterback in the league right now? Craig, you didn't even have him in your top 10 2 weeks ago.
Still isn't.
Really? Really? Explain, please.
Patrick Mahomes,
He
Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels.
he looked
Justin Herbert.
phenomenal last
Against
week.
a team that traveled right away across the country with no players. They're all injured.
All right, second shortest odds for MVP at plus 300. What does that tell us then?
Liability, that's what that tells us.
Yeah, it's liabilities. But he's not just winning, he's covering, he's cashing props, he's moving futures. We've adjusted the MVP a couple times in the past couple weeks. And yeah, there's liability on him, and that probably moves it a little bit. But it is impressive to see with the backups that he's doing it with, right?
Yeah.
You don't have your number one running back, one of the best running backs in the league with Bucky Irving. Every wide receiver is going down now. Even you lose Ibuka this week. Like, it's not looking up, but they're still in games. He's still fiery, and that's what we like is his person. That's my favorite part of Baker is his personality and his drive to win. And in an NFL landscape where the Josh Allens are underperforming and Lamar is sitting on the sidelines, Baker kind of seems like that Undertaker where, he's ding the bell and he's like, I'll show up. I'll be a good quarterback. When there's bad quarterback play, he's showing up. So right now, yeah, if the Josh Allens and Lamar Jacksons continue I really can't make a case that he shouldn't be in the top 5 but I think that's more towards how bad quarterback play is as a whole as opposed to how good Baker is. If that makes sense.
All right.
Your
Fourth in
judgment
passing
worries me.
yards, third in passing TDs, best record in the NFL. But okay, let's move on.
If it was serious about Baker for MVP, we would have seen significant money for Tampa Bay to win the Super Bowl, and we're one of their biggest fans to win the Super Bowl because they are friendless in the market.
All right. Okay. Well, you just answered the question. How big of a liability are the Bucs to win the Super Bowl? Apparently not.
They're not. They're
Yeah.
actually they're a great decision for us. So, the people shouting Baker MVP, they've bet him for the MVP market, but they have not translated that to them being a Super Bowl contender because we have not seen a lot of money come on the Bucs. So, yeah, please let's have them get in the Super Bowl. We'll love it.
Hang on.
Have we
I'm more than happy for Baker to win MVP and the Bucs to win the Super Bowl, but not Baker to win MVP and Bucs not win the Super Bowl.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So have we seen more money come in for the Colts than the Bucs?
No.
No, they're not getting any love either. Okay. All right, moving on. After starting 4-0, both the Eagles and the Bills have lost their last 2 games. Which of these Super Bowl favorite teams are we most concerned about moving forward?
I think the Eagles slightly more concerned about because of their offense. The Bills just have a simple schedule, so they're going to be able to get through these games, and they're still going to have probably a decent record at the end of the year, where the Eagles don't have that luxury. And I think that Eagles really do have a significant offensive problem, and they need to kind of fix that. So, am I really concerned about either of these teams? No, I think they're going to be in the conversation. But if I was going to pick one, it's the Eagles, and that's because of their schedule.
The Eagles will be fine. I think they were in a similar situation last year, and we were writing them off, and then off they go.
Right, there was
Yeah,
the
the Super Bowl.
coaching.
Yeah. So they'll be fine. Sometimes the drama in-house sometimes clears
Fires
the
you
air.
up.
Yeah, it gets
Yeah.
you going. The Bills are the Bills. They will always be the Bills. And no matter how soft their schedule is, they are doing their best effort to find a path of the playoffs to go through Kansas City.
Yeah.
Not Kansas City come to your house. No, you want to go play in Kansas City. And that's going to be their downfall because they just can't beat the Chiefs in the playoffs.
We've seen this movie before.
Multiple times.
All right, moving on to the Giants. What a game last week.
Oh, so fun.
So fun. Which Giants rookie is making the bigger impact, Jackson Dart or Cam Scatterbo?
I think it's Dart. Dart's making the bigger impact.
So
Yeah, listen. There has not been a bigger Cam Scatterbo fan in the past couple years than me. I'm telling, like, 2 years ago, we needed Arizona State so bad.
Oh,
and
he
Cam-
carried him on the back, yeah.
It was like a Thursday night game, huge handle game, and he did so well. Just he was still doing the head shaking thing that he does now. So I'm a big Cam Scatterbo fan, but I do think Jackson Dart is making the bigger impact just as a whole. I mean, we see the crowd just absolutely light up anytime he goes in the field. He's changing the culture for the Giants, so I think he's making the bigger impact. But he's also humble, and I think he likes Cam Scatterbo. They both want to see each other succeed, and they both work very well together, and it's a very great dynamic duo that's fun to watch. and they're feeding off each other and proving that they might be a team of the future. Maybe not this year, but maybe looking forward, they might be able to build upon that.
It's Scatterboo, right? Every quarterback is superior when they have a great running game, okay?
Yeah, that's true.
Terry
That's a good
Bradshaw
point.
is not a world-class quarterback. He had Franco Harris behind him. Bob Grease had Larry Zonka and Mercury Morris. Troy Aikman had Emmitt Smith. Jim McMahon had Walter Payton. And Jeff Hostetler had Otis Anderson, and they carried the ball for 45 minutes in the Super Bowl. Running backs make quarterbacks look way better. It sets up play action. It gives them more choices on offense. And New York has a habit of destroying quarterbacks. So I'm going to take the running back every day and twice on Sunday.
Okay.
I mean, valid argument, Craig. I like it.
It's not valid. It's actually fact.
Will the Giants possibly get the Offensive Rookie of the Year and the Defensive Rookie of the Year awards?
I think it's possible. I think the real telling is going to be this week with Ekbuka, because really, to me, he's been the Rookie of the Year thus far.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
if he's injured, he's on the sidelines, so he can't really make an impact, then certainly Jackson Dart can kind of take the reins there. So I think if Dart finishes the year strong, and if they somehow make the playoffs, I think they're both in that framework to make a case as the Rookie of the Year. I mean, it was, and good on the Giants for making the moves in the draft that they did, because who you go first, the most you go with the Carter first, who's going to make the bigger impact in the defensive line, because that's so important in the NFL today, is put pressure on the other quarterback, and it's worked thus far. Keep them in games. And then, we've seen plenty of memes saying, Jackson Dart, Jackson Dart, and he's proven that he was the guy, and probably better than Cam Ward, and just really has the swagger. He has everything to be a Giants quarterback. Will they ruin him? Probably. But I do think that they definitely have the possibility to kind of get across the line and get that offense and defensive Rookie of the Year.
You see, he got fined $25,000 for high-fiving the ref.
He did?
Yeah.
Well, that's no surprise.
Yeah.
I will give Joey credit, because when we did the preseason preview, he did say the Giants had a tremendous draft. Oh, no, you didn't. I said that.
I said over their win total.
I think Egbuka's chances, he's a deserving Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. His chances will be hurt if he's not playing in a 53-point total game on Sunday night when you've got every opportunity for offense. Dart concerns me. He has those Brett Favre tendencies, and he seems to be a bit careless with the ball. I think Abdul Carter is a lock for Defensive Rookie of the Year, and they have a great scheme of how they pass rush. Again, word of warning on these markets, injuries and poor form can impact that. So
Yeah.
far
Absolutely.
too short for me to bet now.
Right.
Yeah, no.
All right. Well, Jackson Smith and Jigba currently leads the NFL in receiving yards. Is he the best wide receiver in the league right now? He's currently plus 425 to win Offensive Player of the Year.
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
No. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Puka Nacua, Rasheed Rice. There's plenty of others. Just aren't putting up the stats. So if it's a stat competition, yes, JSN is winning that, but he's definitely not. He's a great wide receiver, and he's got a high ceiling. He kind of took over the reins. I was questioning him being wide receiver one after losing DK last year to the Steelers, but no, he's not. He's not the best wide receiver by a long shot.
Insane. You said someone that hasn't played a single game this season over him. But fair.
Who? What say?
Rasheed Rice.
Oh, Rasheed Rice. Well, he's still one of the best.
Far better.
Far better wide receiver wise.
Come
right.
Sunday,
Yeah, one game. We'll get him
Jackson
over.
Smith is getting pushed down one more
Jason,
slot, because it's not even close. It's Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Then
Yeah.
there's a huge amount of players instead.
All right. Okay. Could the New England Patriots win the AFC East?
Yeah, they certainly can. The Bills have something missing on offense, and the Patriots have something going for them. By no means is it a lock, but I think the Patriots could be scary down the stretch. They also have a simple schedule. I know one person that likes to hear that win streak going on, but yeah, I think the Bills really this past Monday night, it was telling that if they're going against a decent defense, they might be in trouble. And if you just have to rely on Josh Allen and Cooks, and they're able to shut those two down, then the Bills might be in trouble.
Yeah, they didn't look good.
Yeah, judging by your behaviour last week, we know there's a new number one fan of New England Patriots. Revenge game this week versus the Titans. Gets tougher now because they've got an interim coach, so maybe the Locker rooms back.
Yeah.
Outside the Bills, the AFC is an absolute mess.
Very true.
Your last 8 games are no gimmies. 2 divisional games to close out. You got the Ravens, Bills, Giants, Bengals, Bucks. The Ravens will not be the Ravens we are seeing currently. They will be back to being the Ravens. I'm not a backer at plus 165 for the Patriots, but I wouldn't touch Buffalo at minus 210 either, so probably just leave it alone. But good luck to Mr. Edwards. I hope he has a great season.
Thank you. Okay, guys. Most controversial NFL opinion heading into Week 7.
I don't think the Packers are good. I can't get there. Their offense is just like, I think you need both sides of the ball. Their defense is obviously elite. We know that. But Jordan Love is not him. And you have all that talent on offense. And if Josh Jacobs goes down, stick a fork in him. They're done. So yeah, that's my conscience. I just can't get there on the Packers. I know that's your Super Bowl love affair, but yeah, no, I don't think they're that great.
Craig, what
You
is
have a
your
point.
most?
I think the Packers play to the skill set of their opposition. So their game is bad when they're playing bad opponents, and therefore they leave it too late. And when they play great opponents, they
Step it up.
Yeah. Well, considering my last controversial opinion was Cooper Rush would go undefeated, I don't really think you need to listen, but the Steelers at minus 180 will not win the NFC North.
Ooh, yeah.
And the Ravens will?
Or the Bengals.
Or the Bengals. Okay.
Joe Flacco.
Do we think we can see a little bit more from Joe Flacco this week versus...
Well, they won't be 14-1 when they win tonight.
All right. Okay, let's
When
get...
they win tonight.
When they win tonight.
When they win
Mic
tonight.
drop. Let's get into some game previews. Arguably the best matchup London has and will see, Rams versus Jags. The line sits at Rams -3, totals 44.5. Joey, you're the designated Rams fan, but Craig is from London. So who wants to start this off?
Craig is from Birmingham, not from London.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Same
My
country.
bad.
We have a word for those people.
Oh, boy.
I'll start.
All right.
Right. There'll be more supporters in Wembley than there are in Jacksonville. So home field advantage really isn't a matter of fact. And the fact that I've been to a load of these games, the crowd is pretty partisan. And the problem is they cheer everything on. So when the offense is
Yeah.
on the field, they're still cheering. When the defense on, they're still cheering.
They're still learning?
And like, because English are so polite, we even applaud missed kicks, you know, because the soccer fans are used to seeing them at Wembley Stadium with the home team. Joey's Rams versus Joey's Jags, who wasted a pick on Travis Hunter. Jags have one win in their history versus the Rams. I've liked the Rams for the Super Bowl. I just think the Rams are a much better team. Ranking-wise, I have them 5th. I don't even have the Jags in the top 10. These games are usually low scoring. There's no weather involved. Give me the Rams in a low scoring game. Baltimore played well last week, gave the Rams the win. Would they have beat the Rams? No. The Rams are probably salty still because of how they lost the Thursday night game beforehand. But the Rams did the right thing. The Rams went to win the game.
Yeah.
And I just think this is a great spot, and Jacksonville will come back to earth.
Yeah, we all know Jacksonville's overrated. But no, I think the Rams without Puka, we're going to see how that kind of works out.
Yeah.
They're still going to be able to run the ball effectively with Kyron. They have looked very explosive. You know, I am obviously biased to an extent, but usually I'm biased on the negative side where I think the Rams aren't going to do anything. So, but they have been impressive to me of having that offensive explosiveness that sometimes in the years past they haven't quite had outside of their Super Bowl run. This is going to be the first meeting of McVay and Liam Cohen. Liam Cohen was the offensive coordinator for the Rams for a bit of time, so there's a little bit of daddy issues maybe going on here. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be competitive. Again, I think Rams are slightly the right side, but I just am afraid without Puka and just having that big star, him not being there because he is very doubtful at this time.
Yeah.
But they'll probably be able to punch through. And yeah, we all know Travis Hunter ain't going to be doing anything on the field, so that's the other way.
Still won't be able to cover Puka if Puka's playing or not.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Yeah, I like the Rams as well. Atlanta is fresh off an upset over the Bills. The Falcons have won 4 of their last 5 primetime games, including a 2-0 record this season. So we have Falcons at 49ers on Sunday Night Football. 49ers -2 currently is the line, and the total's 47. Who do you guys like, Falcons or 49ers?
You gotta like the Falcons here. The 49ers, I mean, the amount of AI videos going around of them winning like most injured player awards, and it's incredible how many injuries they have. But they still push through games, and they still are competitive on the field. They have a great coach. But what I like about the Falcons here is their defense, and they really kind of showed it against Josh Allen on Monday night.
Yeah.
And I think they're really going to build on that momentum. It's not my favorite game of the week. I'm not running. Anytime I see Michael Penix, I'm not a fan, and I don't think he's going to be a fantastic quarterback going forward. But if you look at the injuries of the 49ers, like something's got to give. We saw it with the Ravens of how much impact that's taken, and if now you go out Fred Warner, who's really that centerpiece of your defense, that's going to make a big impact. So I like the Falcons here slightly, but I'm not going to be betting the game. More leaning towards the under in this one.
This one scratches my head because even with the injuries, I make the Niners 5.5-point favorites, and it opened 3. Now it's down to 2, and I'm like, I think everybody's just buying the Kool-Aid off the Monday night game. Yeah, the Atlanta played well, but Buffaloed. Anyone can fit in the Shanahan system. The 49ers didn't play well. They went cross country to Tampa. It's always tough traveling. Whoever says they don't fly coach, we've got the data. Falcons on a short week, high off the upset. The 2 points seems a massive overreaction to the last 2 results on the 2 teams. Give me the 49ers, big time.
No, big time.
Yeah,
big time.
Your neighbor will like to hear that.
Unfortunately, I had to text him. I begrudgingly text him congratulations when they beat the Rams because I know how good it was.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
And then that's the last time I texted him.
Moving on to Monday Night Football, 2 of the biggest threats in the NFC. Well, maybe you guys don't think the Bucs are a threat. I don't know anymore. But we have the Bucs at Lions. Lions coming off of that loss in Kansas City. Line currently sits Lions -5.5. Totals 52.5. Can Baker keep the momentum going against the Lions team that's looking to obviously bounce back from that performance against KC?
God, I hope not, because this is the Joey Fiesel lose his hair game on Monday night when we see 10 touchdowns scored in this game.
And it's going to be worse.
Oh, yeah. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
But I think the big key here is to look at the Lions and how their secondary is progressing throughout the week, because we saw without the secondary last week and it made Mahomes look like Mahomes again. So I think that's the bigger impact in this game. Buccaneers, again, like Book are going to be out. They're running on fumes. Can they keep the momentum going? It's going to have to Baker. If he's the guy, he's going to have to show it to be the case. So I'm scared of this game because I don't see a lot of defense being played. So I'm hoping those secondary players are in for the Lions, because this is going to be a heavily bet game, heavily bet over to the game. A lot of touchdown scores. Everybody's going to be interested in these 2 offenses facing off each other.
Yep. Lions, second best team against the spread after a loss since 2020, 25-14, which is 64%. This would be my over of the week, unfortunately, and I don't want it to be because I know how bad it's going to be. But I landed on a better one ever so slightly. Nothing is better than watching Baker on primetime. I'm not his number 1 fan. I never will be, but I actually do enjoy watching him on primetime. He is great television.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
good and
absolutely.
Bad. Yeah, and he's not going to lay down. He's not going to quit.
No.
They could be down 40, and he's still going to give it his all.
Yeah,
Puts on a show. The Lions is just too much for me to resist, especially if Abuka's out. But I'm praying for 3-0.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into our NFL picks of the week. What is your favorite NFL game to go over?
I like the Jets-Panthers to go over. I think the Panthers are slowly, week after week, figuring out their offense. We've seen Rico Dowdle. I've seen all the fantasy memes this week of like, no, don't put Juba Hubbard back in. I think their offense is getting better, and we know the Jets, they're not that great. I know that they had a good defense against the Broncos, but we all know the Broncos' offense is trash. So I like this over 42. I think there's a value spot there because the market really hasn't caught up to how decent this Panthers offense is.
Eagles, Vikings over 43.5.
Wonder what that angle is.
I wonder.
Favorite NFL game to go under?
I like the Bears Saints under 46.5. Maybe I got a little help from someone with this
you
one.
did. Yeah.
But also, I think just situationally, I think the Bears really haven't pushed out their offense to be as good as they want it to be. And we know the Saints are not that great on offense. And they're both going to be playing solid defense as well as another factor probably. So under 46.5 for me.
I was looking around last night and I saw 0 to 1 touchdowns at 50 to 1 on the Bears and Saints. And that is my under of the week.
Bears and Saints. No touchdown score?
0 to 1, so I'm getting a touchdown as well.
Oh, you're getting a touchdown
I
as
love
well.
betting no
There you go.
touchdown scores.
Gosh. All right. Favorite team to cover the spread?
This one's easy.
I like the Panthers -1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Browns -1.5. They're going to have to run the ball a lot on the weekend, and Miami can't stop the run at all.
Yeah,
Upset of the week?
Arizona Cardinals against the Packers. I think they were
Ooh.
surprising last week against the Colts. I think that line ended
Shoulda
up,
won.
yeah. And they were competitive even with Brissett. So I think that there's a little bit of value spot at home against the Packers here. Give me the Cardinals.
How did I not win on the Jets last week?
Oh, so close.
Oh my God, I'm so annoyed.
Because
Yeah.
they're the New York Jets.
Yeah,
that's why.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because they're the Jets.
Tennessee Titans +270.
Stop.
Firing
Is
the
that
coach
really?
factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Not because of firing the coach. I-
that is a good angle.
I don't think the Patriots are that great. I love touchdown
You
dogs
love
at
the
home.
Titans? Okay.
No, I don't love the Titans. The Titans are awful. Well, I bet the Jets. I took the Jets last week as the
Yeah.
upset. It doesn't mean they're a great team. I just think this is a situation where the money line doesn't represent what it should be, and
Okay.
+270 for me is too much value.
You also liked, who else did you like?
The week before, I got that one right as well. Remember, I got the Pats straight up against the Bills.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. All right. Weather that we should be aware of in the NFL?
What a surprise! And we've got some beautiful weather this weekend. 25 mile an hour and more, and rain. Dolphins at Browns, and guess where Joey got his Saints and Bears one from?
I don't know.
Wow,
Where'd I get it
wonder-
from?
At least you listened for once.
All right. Let's get into our anytime touchdown parlay. One pick per person. Joey, start us off.
There'll be one man only. He's going to be happy in the Edwards household. Drake May to get a touchdown,
Ooh.
running one in against the Titans.
I like that. I am fading both of you, and I'm going DeAndre Swift on the Bears to get a touchdown.
You can get one.
Oh,
Just one.
You said there's one's allowed.
One's allowed.
Okay, well that's the one I'm going with, Craig.
As long as it's 1 second left in the fourth. You're going to love this. Baker Mayfield, 6 to
Oh
1.
my God.
He's going to be absolutely running for his life on Monday night, sorry. And 6 to 1 is just too much to turn down. That's a huge
lot.
price.
I'm going to bet that.
Wait, I want to change my pick now.
What, to Baker Mayfield?
to a quarterback. All right, let's move on to our game picks of the week. One college, one NFL.
Well, you're in front, so you may as well
It's
start.
be the last week you're in front, so
Okay, and then
Oh.
finally you'll go in front of me?
Yep.
All right, well, college has really been my downfall this year. NFL, I'm on a pretty long streak here, but I'm gonna lay the points with Alabama, and I'm going to take Patriots by 1 billion. Craig, shove it.
Patriots by 1 billion.
Love it.
I'm going to take the under in that Texas-Kentucky game because I think it's going to be a stinker. And then give me the Panthers -1. I do think that they are undervalued in the market and they're going to win this game easy. And it's against the Jets, so I don't have to worry about that.
Very true.
Yeah, very true. I'm going to go Stanford +18. And Bears Saints first half under 23.5.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
I'm
All
staying.
right.
Don't bet an under where overtime can come in place.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
That's
that's
why
true.
I never bet a full game under in college.
Yeah, college is scary.
Yeah.
That's a wrap for this week's episode. If you don't already, please subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts and follow @Caesar Sports on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube. Guys, any final words before we kick off this NFL slate tonight?
Good luck. We're sitting there halfway through the season. I know me and Craig are stressed, but enjoy the weekend because it's a good matchup.
Yeah, there's some great games this week. Bet responsibly and have fun.
All right. Bye.